A message from the Pastoral Nominating Committee at First Presbyterian Church, Fort Worth.
We've been on a journey, faithfully pursuing the charge you've given us.
It's not been a simple path. During any normal year, a pastor search is an emotional and complex undertaking.
During a pandemic, we were challenged to find new ways to connect, new ways to communicate, and new ways to listen to the Holy Spirit in discerning the will of God.
After 14 months of searching, praying,
Reading, listening,
Re-listening, discussing,
writing, meeting,
praying, meeting, Googling,
Debating,
planning, laughing,
crying and celebrating.
Today, we humbly and joyfully submit to you our candidate for head of staff at First Presbyterian Church, Fort Worth.
There are a few things you should know about Brian Coulter, with whom we have spent time and study, over meals, in person, on Zoom, and in prayer.
Brian is a scholar and does his research. This is evident through his sermons, his doctorate of ministry, and his work with PCUSA. I invite you to read his book and listen to his co-hosted blog called Masterin' the Pastorin'. His research during this process was impressive and showed how serious he is about our community.
Brian was referred to us time and again by people we respected, by a senior pastor and a retired pastor who both know our church well, by a retired seminary president, and even by another candidate we contacted.
Brian is compassionate. His deep compassion was demonstrated during his visit to our memorial garden in November. His spontaneous words comforted one of our PNC members who had recently lost a dear friend.
Brian's ability to lead and influence situations to a positive outcome is one of the things that drew us to him. He is a lifelong student and learner who understands the importance of empowering those around him to bring about better results. Brian's ability to keep himself and his leaders focused on why they're doing what they're doing is one of his keys to getting beyond fruition.
Brian has a natural ease with people. He's quick to laugh and make others laugh, all the while listening intently to what you have to say. His listening skills, along with his keen sense of humor, make Brian approachable and relatable.
From the very beginning, he was at peace and helped us be at peace with this process, even during these disruptive times. He seemed to be listening for and accepting of divine interruption.
I contacted a pastor that Brian had served with and had given the PNC as a reference. He had glowing things to say about Brian, and here's what was telling about our conversation as he ended. Brian is a true relationship builder. He's wonderful at connecting people of all ages and ethnicities. This pastor said Brian would be a true blessing to our congregation, a builder of relationships. His words echoed and supported exactly what the PNC had already determined.
Brian already loves our missions. When he came for a visit, we toured Community Crossroads and the Presbyterian Night Shelter. His interest was immediate. He observed both sites carefully and asked pertinent questions, making sure to meet the staff and contractors.
He was dedicated and compelled by our story from day one, asking question upon question upon question, leaving no stone unturned in his search to understand God's call to our city, our church, our members, and our mission.
This is only the very beginning of what we hope will be a new journey together with our friends and families, our valued pastors, trusted staff, our community, our new pastor, and his loved ones.
We are grateful for your trust, and we love our church family.
We are humbled by this opportunity to serve our church and each of you. Thank you, thank you.